And then we'd do things like tying them in chairs, or we'd do things like giving them drugs that made them feel woozy and out of control. And that actually made the frustration worse. Often aggression comes about through frustration. We all have the ability to be aggressive. Every human being has the ability to be aggressive. And if our frustration builds to a point where it overflows, we will show aggression. We'd all do it in different ways, but we will show aggression. And very often that's what's behind the person with dementia. They are so frustrated for whatever reason, whatever's happening. It could be their communication skills. It could be that they have an amazing amount of insight into what they're losing, because some people do. There's numerous reasons. It could be because someone's being mean to them, who knows? But their frustration builds and builds, and unless you can find an outlet for frustration, it can overflow into aggression, and that applies to everybody. So very often that's what's happened with people with dementia. And then we'd do things like tying them in chairs, or we'd do things like giving them drugs that made them feel woozy and out of control. And that actually made the frustration worse, not better, because it was just adding to the horribleness that they were already feeling. So for someone who's aggressive like that, the first thing is to recognise personal space. That's probably a really important component. And that's where knowing the person can have real value. You need to take time to know a person with dementia, because you need to recognise the little idiosyncrasies that make each and every one of us who we are. Recognising personal space, letting people be heard, giving them an opportunity to voice their concerns or the issue they want to discuss, giving them enough time to get it out. Some of those sorts of strategies often can reduce frustration. Putting people in a position where they can have fun. Sometimes we forget that older people need to have fun too. So creating an environment where people are comfortable to have fun, to be silly, all those things can help to reduce the level of frustration that people are feeling, and does reduce aggressive outbursts. Of course, that's not for everybody. For some people, unfortunately, the area of the brain that's damaged is causing that aggression in the first place, and that's more difficult to manage. But even in those people, if you can reduce frustration, you're at least not adding to it. You're not compounding the problem. So there's a lot that we can do to assist people by reducing the other factors around it. We can't take away the brain damage, unfortunately. We don't have that capacity yet. But we can reduce the factors around it that are compounding the issues that are being faced by the person with dementia.